Imagine finding a conversation, maybe just a few messages hidden away, that suddenly just pulls back the curtain on something much bigger, maybe something painful. That's sort of the unique window we're offering you today.
Yeah, we're doing a deep dive here into the aftermath, really raw, of a specific kind of personal scam. And our sources, they're just direct messages,
Yeah.
DMs between two people who've both been hit by the same thing.
Yeah.
It's, well, it's quite an intimate look.
Right. And our mission, for this deep dive is pretty clear. We want to unpack the scam itself, sure, the details, but also that shared feeling of loss, the frustration when, the official channels just don't seem to work.
And surprising ways people try to get justice or just get back what they lost when they feel like the system's kind of left them behind.
Exactly. It's about seeing how victims connect, how they share bits of information, how they try to find a way forward outside the usual routes.
And the whole thing kicks off with the very first message we have. It's short, stark,
Yeah.
but really powerful. It just says, "Hi, I too was scammed by Ghazala Din."
Wow. Just like that. I too was scammed. It immediately signals, they're in the same boat, doesn't it?
Totally. It's not a question. It's like an instant connection, a shared problem. No need for small talk.
Yeah, it cuts right to why they're talking. They've got this common adversary, Ghazala Din, and they're starting to, pool their knowledge. User 1995 Zisby and the sender.
It's like finding someone else on this really awful journey, instantly collaborative.
So let's get into it. Who is this alleged scammer, Ghazala Din?
Well, that's the name right there in the first message. And the sender immediately gives some details about the scam itself. They describe it as something too good to be true.
Ah, the classic sign.
Right. And it involved bonuses. So you're already thinking, okay, maybe some kind of investment thing, promising quick returns.
And the trust part. That's key here, isn't it? How they got drawn in.
Absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
The sender says they believed it because people they knew or knew of seemed to vouch for it. A mother-in-law, a good friend, even people on the street apparently said Ghazala gives bonuses.
So it wasn't just a random internet thing. It felt validated by their social circle.
Exactly. And that's how these affinity scams work so well. It's not a stranger. It feels safer because there's a connection, even a distant one.
Yeah.
The scammer basically weaponizes that trust.
Make it so much harder to spot the red flags?
Totally. And the cost was significant for the sender. They lost 12,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was through both bank and cash transfers. This happened, they say, about 1 year ago from when these messages were sent, so roughly late 2023.
That's a huge hit. And it wasn't just financial, right? There was personal deception, too.
The sender mentions Ghazala lied about her husband, etc. So, building a false personal narrative to gain trust, then betraying it.
Okay, so we've got the scam, the loss, the betrayal, but then there's this other layer of frustration.
Yeah.
The official channels.
Right. Both of them, independently, it seems, hit the same roadblock. The sender says flat out, as the police won't take this case,
Yeah.
as it comes under money laundering.
Money laundering. That sounds complicated. Does that mean the police just couldn't handle it?
It could mean a few things. Maybe it looked too complex, needed financial crime specialists they didn't have easily available, or perhaps the amount, while huge to the victim, didn't meet a certain threshold for their resources.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they saw it as a civil matter initially.
But the outcome is the same for the victims, right? They feel.
Left hanging,
Yeah.
abandoned, really, by the system meant to help. And that's what pushes them towards, doing it themselves, which is exactly what happens next in these messages.
So the search for justice kind of shifts gear. They start sharing intel.
Precisely. It moves from, this happened to me too, to, what do you know? They're trying to track Ghazala Din down. The sender says she's gone back to leave with her mother-in-law.
Okay, a potential location.
And they mentioned she used to live on Bennettsford. Then there's this description of the mother-in-law's place near a walk-through gate that looks like a park, but it isn't.
A bit vague, but a clue.
But then, 1995's Daily comes back and confirms it. They say, yeah, that sounds like Sandway Gardens.
Wow, okay, so they're actually making progress, piecing together information the police apparently weren't pursuing.
It's like all do. Crowdsourced investigation, born out of necessity.
And you see the determination. The sender says, I'm gonna deal with it myself.
Yeah, but there's vulnerability too. They mentioned being at home very unwell to walk, so they haven't been able to physically go looking or bump into someone who knows the address details.
God, that just adds another layer of difficulty. It's not just about finding the person, it's about having the physical ability to even try.
It really underscores the personal struggle. Meanwhile, 1995 Zimbabwe has their own efforts going on. They say, there's someone helping us get our money back.
Oh, like a private investigator.
Sounds like it. They offer to share contact details for this investigator who apparently knows everything about her and other people helping her, and they also mention their partner dealing with it. So maybe a more organized approach on their side.
Interesting. So one is trying to go it alone, hindered by health. The other has potentially brought in outside help, but they're sharing notes.
Exactly. That community aspect, again, sharing resources, contacts,
Yeah.
is powerful.
And then the conversation kind of zooms out, looking at the bigger picture, the duration of this.
Yeah, 1995 Zeldin drops some context, says Ghazala. Still owes people a lot of money. And then this specific detail. Our son got married 2 years ago. She must have used the money for that.
Oof. Suggesting the scam funded a major life event. That implies planning, not just a one-off opportunistic thing.
Right. It paints a picture of something more long-term, which leads 1995's album to ask the sender, basically, is she still doing this? Do you think she's doing the scam in Birmingham, but do you think she's doing it elsewhere?
A chilling thought. Is this still ongoing? Spreading?
And then comes the really bleak part. 1995's album tells the sender straight up, she's never going to pay you.
Just flat out.
Yeah. And they back it up.
Oh, yeah.
We found a few people she scammed in 2018. She still hasn't paid them.
2018. That's, what, 6 years before these messages? That's staggering. It's just such a long history and zero repayment for those earlier victims.
It really dashes any immediate hope of recovery, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
highlights the sheer persistence of the scammer and the lasting damage.
And then the final kind of shocking claim.
This is the kicker. 1995 Zizabi says the only people she's paid are the ones running the scam with.
Wait, what? So not just her, but accomplices.
That's the implication. If that's true,
Yeah.
it changes everything. It's not a lone operator.